Hello friends, I am Vaibhav Kumar. So, in this tutorial, I will let you know how we can migrate our old files into our Eoffice system. So, we do it with the help of the migration process. So, let's learn about this. So, first of all, these are the steps. So, what you need to do is to first make sure to scan the file. You have to completely scan the file and you have to scan the file in which order. Let us see. Now first scan the node separately. Okay, first scan the node separately in PDF format and rename it as node. Okay, now put that node in a folder and that folder name should be node. So you have to scan the node and put it in a node folder. Okay, now similarly you have to scan the letters. Okay, all the letters separately and rename them as a receipt. Okay, now make sure the size is about 20 MB. Okay, make sure the size of receipt should be 20 MB. Okay, suppose you are scanning and there are many pages, so make sure each of your receipts should be 20 MB and you should rename them as receipt 1, 01, 02. Okay, similar fashion. You cannot give any other name, so you have to strictly follow this nomenclature receipt. Okay, and for note you have to simply write note. Okay, for receipt you have to write receipt, and finally we have to put it in receipt folder. Now you have to put your note folder and receipt folder in another folder. Okay, so put it in another folder and that folder name should be what? It should start from FL and its should be the file name. So suppose the file name is acc-31-2026. So the folder name should be fl-acc-31-2026. That should be the folder name. Okay, under that folder name your note folder and receipt folder should be there. Okay, now what you have to do, now you have to put your folder, that this folder acc folder acc-31-2026, this entire folder in another folder. Okay, and that folder nomenclature should be like this: department name, section name, post and custodian name. Okay, for example, if the department name is food and if the section name is section 1, okay, that's if the post is section officer, we write SO and dash the custodian name Sunny Kumar. Okay, so this is how the folder structure should be there. Now what you have to do, you have to give this folder, you have to share this folder with the eoffice personal. Okay, eoffice project engineer, and you have to share them this folder through FTP or through any other medium, and they will put it under your migration folder. Okay, and then finally you will be able to migrate them. Now your migration step will start from right here. Okay, so what are those steps? Let's see. Now yes, these are the steps. So any file, just left side you will see M option. Now click on that, that is the migrate file, and under that you will click on create new. Okay, now you will get in the working area this screen under two parts will be open. Right side you will be getting the file details. Okay, now you have to select the old file number. Now click on choose file. Okay, choose file you have to click. Now this folder option file selection dialog box open, and you have to select the file. Now right click on this arrow. Okay, so list of files will be seen. If there are many number of files, press Ctrl F and search your file. Okay, now if now you just select your file. When you select it, it will appear as bold. Okay, now click on import. You will click on import. Now as you click on import, now here on the left side your file number with notes and receipt will appear. Okay, now click on the checkbox of the file number. Now as you click on the checkbox of the file number, now see below your old file number. Under note, notes will appear, and under receipt, receipt will appear. So these get copied here. Okay, make sure to select. Now what you will do, you will click, you will give nomenclature. Okay, the new file nomenclature under the migration you have to give. So click on the file number here, and list of nomenclatures will appear. So click on the desired, you yes, desired. You have to give the, you have to give the desired name that you want to give to the file. Okay, and you have to further select all these other names. Okay, you have to give select all these headers. So which header you want to select, make sure to select the correct header. Okay, and after that you will give the description. Write the file subject here. Okay, write the category. I have selected general here. Okay, now you can write the remarks of the file. Under remarks you can write the old file number or the district to which the file is related, or some specific things about file you can mention. Otherwise you can also leave it blank. Okay, if the file has some references, you can mention that previous references of the file or later references of the file you can mention. Now language, you can select the language either English or Hindi. And opening date is on which date the first noting was written and signed. So select it from the calendar, or you can directly write in DDMM YY format. Okay, yes, this is the yes, opening date selection. Now click on continue working button. Okay, now what will happen, your file will be now in open in migration state. This is the noting. Okay, Tiffany, and right side you have the list of letters. So currently here it is only one letter. Okay, now here computer number is automatically given, you can note down that, and file number also given, and subject of file, and this one is the old file number. Okay, now you have to do what, you have to check the noting part. Okay, check the noting part. If they are currently at 3 pages, so make sure all the 3 pages are there in noting. If there are more pages of noting and you can see less page, so you have to re-upload the file on FTP again. So talk to your eoffice project engineer, and uh, uh, remind him that your noting page, some pages are missing, so I have re-uploaded them. So make sure if the noting page is correct, then only proceed. Suppose you have 3 pages, now you can proceed. Now under the receipt part, you have to, what you have to do, you have to diary. Okay, you have to diary the receipt. How you can diary, under the action column you have got the pen button. Okay, edit button. This is the pen. You have to click here and your letter will be open. Now check if the total number of pages in the letter are correct. If the pages are correct, then on the right side enter these details. Okay, enter the days, diary date. Okay, and whatever fields are there you can enter, and here you can enter the you can select any letter and enter the contact details of the sender of the letter. Suppose I've written the name and the designation and address of the sender of the letter. Okay. Now I will write the subject and old receipt number of the letter, and originally diarized by which person diarized as diarized. So I will currently write under whose account this file is to be migrated, and I will write his name. Okay. And finally I will click on generate button to finish my diarization. Now your letter is diarized, and how you can know it is diarized? Under the subject, your subject that you have written is will appear. Okay. Now if it is diarized, make sure to note down the computer number. Note down the computer number on your file. Okay. So one thing I will like to tell, make sure to open your file and check all the noting page, receipt page, one by one. Okay, and then only you should migrate. Whenever you migrate, make sure to keep your physical file with you only, so you can check it. And finally you can write the computer number also. So make sure you will at last, in the end, you will write the computer number on the physical file. And finally click on the finalize button. Okay, now click on the finalize button to complete our migration process. Now what will happen, our file is successfully migrated. So where you can see under file and created. So this is where your migration file will appear. Okay, that was the process. So now let's start migration. Okay, so let's start the process. Click on the e file. Okay, let's click on the e file. So finally clicked. Now what, you will click, yes, you will click on here migrate file, and under migrate file you will click on create new. Okay, yes. Now you have to search old file which you have to migrate. So under the old file you have to click on choose now. Okay, you will click on choose now. Now select, yes, select this arrow button and select a file. Okay, select the file, it will appear in bold, and now click on import. Now this your file is now what happened, it is now your file here. It is showing all the contents. Now click on this checkbox. As you click on the checkbox, all these contents are selected and they are pasted here. Under notes, note is there, and then under receipt has come. Okay, and this is the old file number. Now you have to what you have to do, now you have to give the new migration file number. Okay, so I have selected here from Sthapna, from the header. Okay, and I have selected the Eoffice. Okay, now description, I will write the description. If you want to write the description in Hindi, you can use the Google Hindi input tool. Okay, so just search the Google Hindi input, click here, and you can simply write down. Now write down the file, the file का विषय. So this one, suppose I am writing the files विषय. Okay, file का विषय. I am just writing in Hindi, and what I will do, I will copy this, and I will do, I will paste here. Okay, so I have written there in Hindi. Now I will select the category. I will select general. Okay, GN general. Okay, remarks is something that I can give. Maybe I can write about my district Patna. Okay, maybe I can write down something about meaningful, like training related file. Okay, it is not necessary, you can ignore this field also. Okay, now language, English, Hindi. I will select Hindi. Opening date under the which the first noting was made. So select, I will select first made. Now you have to click on continue working. Click on continue working. Now yes, successfully. So this one is successfully created. So this one will appear in the migration. Okay, where will it disappear? This will appear in the migration. Okay, now this is the computer number. This is the file number that is created by the Eoffice, and this is the subject, and this is the old file number. Okay, now this is the notes Tiffany. You should check it if it is okay. Notes, there are 15 pages. If it is okay, then you can proceed. Okay, so there are 15 pages. So make sure you have to, what you have to do, you have to open your file. Make sure to keep the physical file with you. Open it and check one by one notings. All the pages of noting you have to check. So this is the first page. I will select. I will check second page, third page, fourth, fifth, second. So I will go on and last page. Okay. I will say okay. Then I will move on the right side. So on the right side, you will get the migrated table of contents. Here you will get all the letters. Okay. So first of all, one very important task you have to do is to arrange this in a sequence. If you don't arrange this in a sequence, all your paging ordering will be reversed, not in order. So, in order to keep your paging, you have to first arrange this in a sequence. So, how you can arrange this in a sequence? You have to first keep the receipt 1 at the bottom and the final receipt at the top. So final receipt third will be on the top and first will be in the bottom. So make sure whatever your first receipt is, make sure it is always at the bottom. Okay, and it goes progressively. So one is there in the bottom. After that, two, three, four, five, six. So whatever on top will be remain on the top. Okay, the highest one will remain on the top. Now, how you can arrange under the action column? You have got the arrow. Click on this, move down. Now, receipt one is down. Now you have to press once again. Now receipt one is down. Okay. Now two you have to put down. It is in middle, and third is on the top. Okay. Now this is the sequence. Okay, and you have to finally click on save sequence. So I will click on save sequence and click on yes. So successfully saved. So this is how I will put my correspondence paging in order. Okay, I will assign the proper sequence. So receipt 1 will be at the bottom, 2 in middle, and third will be on the top. And make sure to click on save sequence. Okay, now what I will do, I will diary. I will diary each receipt. So for diary, what will I do? I will click on the pen icon. Okay, click on the pen icon. So this is the first letter. Okay, now this is the first letter. So I will diary the details. Okay, I will write the subject name. And I will write the receipt number. So whatever letter number, receipt number is there in in this letter, I will write down. And I will write the originally dialed by the person who is migrating. I will click on generate button. So this one is generated. So make sure to uh, diary from bottom. That is receipt one will be diaries first. After that receipt two and three. Okay. So first we have done successfully. Now we will move to receipt two. Okay. Always go in sequence. Receipt one, receipt two, and receipt three. So let's go to two. Now click on the pen button. Yes, and click on diary. Yes. Now fill this applicant one. Okay. Now click on generate. Now this one is also diaries. So one is diaries, two is diaries, and three. Okay. Now click on the this button. Okay, pen button. Now third, you have to diaries. Okay. You have to write the प्रेषक प्रेषक का नाम लिखना है यहाँ पे the center of the letter. Okay. Sender address. Okay. Now click on the generate button. So now all your letters are successfully diarized. Okay. This is the receipt one diaries, receipt two, and receipt three. Okay. Now make sure to finally you will write the computer number. Computer number, write it on your file. Okay. Top of the file you will write. And after writing that this computer number, where you have to click on finalize button. So click on the finalize button. Yes. Now your file is successfully migrated. Congratulations. Where you can see your file will appear under file created. Okay. So this one is the file. This is the computer number. This is the file. Okay. This is the file subject. This file number is migrated file number. Yes, this is file number that is migrated, and this is the old file number. Okay. So there are two file numbers. This is the file number created for migration, and this is the old file number. Now these are the letters you can see. This is the first letter. Now your sequence is well arranged. This is receipt one, receipt two, and receipt three. So it is starting from 1 to 5, 6 to 15, and 16 to 21. So paging is done properly. Okay. Yes, this is one authorization letter. It is starting well. Okay. Now, in order to view all letters together, you have to click on all button. So this one, you have to see all letters from start to end. Okay. You can see from here. Now, how you can see the note, migrated note. So here is the migrated note. Click here. So it will be downloaded and you can view this. Otherwise, this here you can also click on the menu and click on the migrated notes, and you can see the migrated notes here also. Okay. And you can also do the referencing here. So add green sheet, you can write your green sheet. You can write here and you can select and you can give it reference. Okay, टिप्पणी माइग्रेटेड टिप्पणी को आप यहाँ से रेफरेंस कर सकते हैं या पताका लगा सकते हैं. क्लिक ऑन द रेफरेंसिंग बटन. यहाँ से आप जो भी पेज नंबर है सेलेक्ट करिए. यू कैन सेलेक्ट द पेज नंबर एंड यू कैन give. So this is successfully referenced. So this one is opening. Okay, you can do your normal filing works. Okay, if you don't want to save, you can click on the discard button and you can delete your notes. And in order to begin the new note again, you have to click on add new note and start your noting again. Okay, that's all. Thank you, everybody.